All right. Well, I think it's about time for us to get started, right? So, hello everybody. Welcome to the dev team stream of RollerCoaster Tycoon World. I'm your host, Steven Lumpkin, and you're on my channel right now, which is pretty great. Actually, unless you're over watching at the hosted channel, RollerCoaster Tycoon World. And this is my coworker and excellent designer, Mathieu Montreuil.
Yep.
Hello. So, yeah, I'm hyped. I'm really stoked. We've been working really hard on this feature. Mathieu is he's the feature designer for this feature.
Yeah, lead designer on the piece by piece.
Yes, he's been really putting a lot of effort in to make sure that it's great and beautiful for you. So, before we get into it, I just want to say, hey, there's a bunch of folks in chat that I don't get to see or interact with a whole bunch. A couple folks that I see regularly. I know that you were working with Death Tome on some of his UGC.
Absolutely.
So that it would be ready for us to show off during the piece by piece today. So that is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Big thank you to Death Tome for the UGC. You will see it in the stream. So it's been a lot of effort, but I think the community is gonna make some nice creations.
Yeah. So we're stoked to show off. Of course, we've got RollerCoaster Tycoon, Nook Riot in chat. We've got Freya and Vizio in chat. And we've got a number of really excellent folks from our community. We've got Jordan M. Richards. I see you all the time. In fact, guys, if you're looking for someone else who streams RollerCoaster Tycoon World stuff, JMR streams super often, and he does really awesome stuff with the game. So Definitely click on his name, give him a follow if you're interested in seeing more. I guess we should just we should go ahead and get started, huh?
Yeah.
We don't need to keep you guys waiting for too long. Why don't we flip over into a scene that one of our artists put together? This was he first came back from another project internally after a number of months, and he had never played with the piece by piece feature before, and this is what he made for us today.
Yeah. Look at that. So we've got a mixture. We'll show you everything. So you have a mixture of piece by piece in the scenery, and then some path, of course, in front of you. So yeah, let's maybe we can do a small walk through the park.
Absolutely. So let's see. Just make sure I'm over here. We'll unpause the game so you can see it running. Yeah, there we go. Get our UI back. So we're in free camera mode right now, so we can just fly around and look at whatever we want. So let's just do a flyby. So here we've got a collection of Mayan temples. This one's actually, it's a small Mayan temple that is one of our prefabbed pieces. This one up here is, I don't actually think this is one of our prefabs. It's inspired by one of our prefabs, but it's a large Mayan temple, even bigger.
Yeah, it's actually the artist reworked it a little bit to make it his own, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. What says Death Tome? I thought that was a screenshot. We've got some ruins over here. Yeah, that was kind of the idea, huh? You'd never be able to build this? Our artist built this in 2 hours. He was a wizard. He did great. We've got some smaller little bits and pieces over here. Again, this is entirely his own creation. You can make this yourself.
Actually, this one I believe it's because he did a nice mix. I think this one is actually a scenery.
It's a scenery object, one of our centerpieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is the themes for Piece by Piece. We've got 4 of them. They support the 4 major themes that are already present in the game. So that's adventure, which is currently lots of Mayan themed stuff. Western, sci-fi, and then sort of the generic theme. Did you spy one of the new skeleton buildings there? You're jumping ahead.
Yeah, so it will show you that in a few minutes.
We absolutely will, but I think you probably did. Yeah, so you can see here, there's a couple little things still under construction, just tests of how to put things together over here. Got some nice curved paths going through our park. Let's get up above the tree line. Yeah. So this is just a very simple little park that's been put together featuring some of our piece by piece. It looks like one of our rides is broken down, so we will definitely take care of that. Yeah. Another one of our centerpieces, one of our scenery objects that fit with the Mayan theme.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can zoom around quickly. All right. So Like, where should we start? Should we start by building something?
Let's build some stuff. I believe that's what we want to to showcase today. So, well, if you look at the HUD below, you have right now a new icon, which is the piece by piece building. So let's get into that, and then we'll do a walkthrough of the of how to use this new tool.
Yeah. So, do you think we should start by taking one of our coaster skeleton stations and building a little?
Well, maybe we'll just build just a very basic one, and then we'll move on to the coaster station.
Yeah. Well, why don't we start off? Well, why don't we first let's take a look at what's cooking in the adventure piece by piece. So we've got the large Mayan temple, which looks like this, and it's got a little bit of battle damage on the back. And we'll zoom around. Authentic Mayan temple battle damage. Yeah, very, very exciting. And then we've got the Mayan ruins. We've got a small Mayan temple, which of course you can see right next to here.
By the way, for each one of those three, you will have access to those as pre-made in the game. So you can basically drop them on the ground, keep them as it is, or if you want, you can actually go ahead and edit them as much as you want.
Yep.
So these will actually be in the updates.
Absolutely. So you'll get these in your game. So, like, let's just start with a simple little Mayan thing. Maybe I'll just take some walls and just build a little structure out here. Maybe like just a little, let's see, maybe I can try to line up. So you've got, of course, all four of the ways that you normally modify things in game. 1 is height, 2 is rotation, 3 is rotation that way, and 4 is rotation that way. Like
the final rotation, yeah.
Yes. So maybe I'll try to do this. Currently I've got angle snapping turned on, so you can see that down here.
Angle snapping is actually one of the new features that comes with the piece by piece. So it's basically on demand. So by default we put it as on, which actually was the old behavior. And then if you actually choose to do so, you can actually turn it off and go even more precise.
So now I'm doing 5-degree increments, but if I want, I can hit N to turn off angle snapping, and now I'm doing 1-degree increments. Actually, maybe even less than 1 degree.
Yeah, if you go really, really small, you're gonna go basically sub-degree, so it's really fine detail. And so this is available for the angles, but obviously also for the elevation if you want.
And yeah, all this stuff you can freely intersect it with whatever you want, so you can really smoosh stuff together. First of all, I want to show you as a little bit of building on the grid, because that's like the easiest, most accessible way to use piece by piece.
Yeah.
You just slap down a piece, chunk, 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 chunk. Okay, whoops. Nope, got it right. Okay. Sometimes it's like, okay, am I doing the inside? Am I doing the outside? And you can tell which square that you're adding the piece to because it's the one that's highlighted. But yeah, so we'll just keep on going like this.
So by default, we chose a control so that it's really easy to place walls. So just using your mouse, not even using the keyboard, you can drop them on the ground and then just do a nice little square. And then if you choose to do so, you can even go ahead and, just like Steven did, add a second level to it with the auto stacking feature, which is also one of the new functionalities.
I'll show that off real quick, but I got the idea. I want to add these little Mayan face walls in the middle here, but that also called to my attention the fact that we have now fully integrated the delete and move tool within piece by piece. So while you're here, you don't have to like cancel out or go anywhere else. You can just click the delete key, come on over here, delete whatever pieces you want. Done. Easy peasy. So let's add these Mayan stone walls because they look super great.
Nice.
So we'll do that, and then as you're seeing, there's auto stacking. So all of this stuff just automatically pops on top of it. That's an option, and you can turn it off. And you can choose, so let me go to 1. You can choose to like intersect stuff if you want to and make it really funky, but if you actually want to just like put it maybe just a little bit higher or whatever, you can use, you can turn auto stacking off and use elevation snapping to help you scroll faster. That's what, it's like guaranteed 1-degree increments. Is that what it is?
It's for the, it's actually in meters, so it's half meters increments.
Got it.
Or actually, 0.1 meters if you choose to do the elevation snapping off.
Yeah, but the great thing about this is, of course, that you know, it's super easy to use and it makes it as accessible as possible. So let's do this, and I'll turn auto stacking back on. That's the T button. So we can do this and just have like a little trim at the top here. Boop. There we go. and then I'll put a roof on this. And this is like the basic, most simplest thing that you can do with, well, let's see, roofs. This is the simplest thing that you can do with piece by piece, is just building a simple box type structure on a single grid. But we're going to show you some way more complex things. Whoops.
Well, actually, now is the time you can actually use a new functionality which is very useful, which is the undo. So we do have.
So if I accidentally
system.
do this, you can just click over here, bloop, and Control Z works.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. There you go. So if you messed up and you want to undo what you did, you can do that. Of course, we've also got redo. So there you go. That's something that I know a lot of people have been looking for a while. So very happy to bring that to you. So let's see, I will finalize this. Okay, so auto stacking is causing a little bit of an issue right there. So I'm going to go back to using elevation snapping. Whoops, there we go. And we'll just force that directly where we want it to be, which is there. So anytime, if you run into anything weird, you can go fully freeform and use your own personal preference as far as exactly where you're placing these things. You have complete control over all of the piece-by-piece stuff. I could even turn off the grid and then be placing these things completely freeform.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll showcase some other cases later in a few minutes, but it's very, very interesting the way we basically wanted to give a very fast tool to create stuff thanks to the grid, but also a way to be very flexible, and that's what we provide by just having the ability to turn off the grid. And then in that case, you can go any rotation you want, any position you want, go really, really precise. That's all working, and it's already in this version.
Yeah. So I'm seeing someone in chat, Rick Astley 111. Thanks for hanging out with us, by the way. Glad to see you here in chat today. I'm seeing that you're saying that we're blatantly copying. You're right. We absolutely did take a lot of references for this feature from RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. We've been looking at how this feature worked in the past games in the series, both from RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 and RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. We believe very strongly in supporting and working with what has been proven to work in the past, and we wanted to deliver the best possible feature to you that we possibly could.
Actually, if you compare the RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 controls are very similar to what we propose in RollerCoaster Tycoon world, because we feel like it's a really good control scheme, and placing walls must be fast and easy. So in that way, you shouldn't be too lost.
Let's put a little bit of light on this building here, just so that we have it, and then we can move on to doing something else. So these are deco and light pieces, and they automatically snap to the walls, or to the floor. So that makes it really easy to just put a little bit of decoration. So I can like come over like this, sort of get that exactly where I want, and then just click it down exactly how I want. You can spend a little more time and get closer. Do these work with the grid as well? It looks like it's turned off. All right, but we're trying to allow for you to have as much freeform as you can with this.
So obviously, just like we were saying a few minutes ago with the bulldoze tool, the move tool is the same. It's fully integrated, and so just hitting the bulldoze icon or the M key on the keyboard you'll still remain in the piece by piece UI, and you will be able to access any one of the pieces you placed.
The Desek is asking, the roof tiles should snap to neighboring roof tiles. It didn't seem it did. No, it doesn't. And the reason that we made that choice is there were a lot of situations where you would want to place something somewhere, and then forcing the auto snapping to work like that, it constantly made the game do something that you didn't want it to do. Can we snap those pieces to the angles on the roof?
Not as of
yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like these pieces do think that this roof is actually it's straight, not angled. Cool. Well, so that's that. Let's finish off this building, and of course now it's one entire building. I can move that entire building wherever I want. I can delete the entire building, etc., etc. So, what next? I'm seeing someone ask about multi-select. Right now, for the launch of the feature, we don't currently have multi-select in terms of pieces inside here, But what you can do if you wanted to multi-select different buildings is you could group them all together.
Absolutely, that's already supported in the game, and then actually we'll showcase that by using one of the station we'll show you.
Yeah.
And then you can use this grouping by selecting all of the other desired objects and create a group and save it also.
Yeah, and I know that multi-select is something I've seen a couple of people mention. If it's, we wanted to get the feature out as quickly as possible so that you guys could start playing with it. In line with our strategy as an early access game, we do want to make sure that you guys are getting content updates that are exciting and interesting to play with. But we're not done with the piece by piece feature.
Absolutely.
This is not it's not the end of development on it. We will be continuing to go forwards. Speaking of that, we want to make sure that we start working on including multiple grid spaces within the same building, improved scenery placement, camera tools, and then a number of other features like multi-select.
Absolutely.
We have to make sure that we're evaluating all of those along with everything else that everybody would love to see and make sure that we get them out in the right order to you. But that's what we want to do. Freya is telling me to build sci-fi.
I think we can go ahead and build some sci-fi stuff.
Sure.
So we can showcase simultaneously several little new features. So let's start maybe a sci-fi building, just a few walls.
Yeah.
And then we'll show you one of the very powerful aspects of this. So you can see just before Steven was actually looking at the pre-made buildings we actually get you. These are actually in the build, so you can place them, you can edit them as much as you want. You've got 3 of them for the sci-fi pack, which are, I believe they are pretty cool. So yeah, full access to those.
Yeah. JMR is asking if the guests understand the theme of the building. So piece by piece stuff works a lot like scenery in that if you put it near a ride, it boosts the stat theme of that ride. So if you put sci-fi stuff around a ride, the ride itself will become a sci-fi ride. And that's the way in which our guests understand theming of piece by piece stuff. So let's build something sci-fi. Let's see. We'll go kind of like that, put it off kilter a little bit. So we'll just make like a big long whatever.
So one of the features that is very nice that is already in the build, which is this panel in the bottom right that you're seeing right now, the one that's saying you are editing the piece by piece building. So this one actually we call it the persistent panel. And what's really interesting about this is that we actually keep this panel if you go and grab some scenery, some shops, some rides, etc. So we can go ahead now and actually grab one of the new buildings we actually also give you in this build.
Which one should we get?
Maybe one of the, so we call them skeleton shops and skeleton stations. So here you can see there's the burger stand. So activate the grid.
Let's see.
And then rotate it.
There we go. Yeah.
So in this way, and then we can continue building by just hitting the piece by piece building icon again, and then you can build this one. I believe it's the arch, but for each pack we provide some adjusted walls so that you can place them in front of those specific skeleton shops. So we have 2 types of wall. We've got the closed facade, which is this one. There's another one for bathroom skeleton shop, skeleton. Building. Yeah. So yeah.
Let's see. So, oops, that's not exactly where I want that. So I can undo. Perfect. And I actually don't want it to auto stack, so I'll just go down there. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to enclose this structure really quick, and then I'm going to show you guys something else that's cool. I've seen some questions about like the grid and can you rotate the grid or can you angle the grid? And I want to show you how it's possible to do that. So we'll just close this off, and then we'll take our tiles and we'll create, let's see, roofs. We'll create a ceiling here. So yes. Every once in a while I've seen that. If that's okay, we'll fix it with. Yeah. Turn off auto stacking and use the elevation snapping to help us place these in the proper location. So once we've got this all roofed off, I made this building way bigger than I needed to show off the feature. I'm sorry.
It's a gigantic one.
And then I can delete that. Okay, so if we wanted to have a part of this building that was rotated, you can finish this building. That's all one building. And then you can go and create a new piece-by-piece building up on top of it. And let's say I want to take some walls. I would like to take which walls?
Maybe the glowing one.
Which one's glowing?
Just on the left. Just the third one. Yes, this one.
This one?
Yeah.
The door?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll raise that up. Ooh, nice. Yeah, and then I can put that down, and now I'm in an entirely new grid space. And I can keep developing like this. So this currently is a separate and unique building from the one that is the base, which has its advantages. But if I wanted them to be really connected, what I can do, being picky and cleaning this up, what I can do is I can then get out of bulldoze mode, and then I can just click the base building and add to group.
So by default, when you are within this piece-by-piece, the piece-by-piece builder, this new UI, and you mouse over any one of these other buildings, or the piece-by-piece buildings, or the scenery, you will see this small prompt, add to group, and then those items, well, if you choose to do so, then yes, they will be added to your group. And when you're gonna save it as a blueprint, it's gonna be included inside of that, obviously.
And you can see that now that I've engaged the move tool, I'm moving all of this together, not parts of them individually. So that's the way that we currently support multiple grids within a single building. It's through the grouping system, right? So let's, this is very nice and all, and maybe we can sort of rotate it a bit. Yes. Put it over here. But wouldn't it be nice if we had a ride?
Yeah, absolutely. So can you place so let's start a new building. This is we'll showcase the easiest way to actually do the grouping. Okay. So let's start with placing just a few tiles. Like wherever
How
we
about
want.
1, 2.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
so like I was saying a few minutes ago, you are seeing in the bottom right of the screen the UR editing panel, what we call the persistent panel. And so if you click, for instance, of the roller coaster icon, you still have this panel, which is now saying adding to piece-by-piece building. So this is by default the behavior, so that we a very easy flow for you to do the grouping. So we can go ahead and actually place a new coaster station, and then you've got one new station for each coaster type, which is the skeleton station here. So by doing so, you will also still have access to the exact same grid, however you created it with this current building.
Yep.
So in this case, well, we actually still want to use the grid and align it with our nice tiles. So let's place it around here.
Perfect.
All right, good.
So, just to showcase this really quickly, all of these piece-by-piece things, they work great with both roller coasters and rides, right? You can drive your stuff through, around, over, among, between, all of this stuff. Oops. So as you can see, we can come right through here. If you're intersecting with something, of course, it's going to complain at you, but as long as you're not, you'll be fine. So I can come right through there, come up over here. We'll go up around this big Mayan temple, and then we'll be done. Yeah. Let's see. I wonder if we can drive through there. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Actually, I think we can.
People think it's too dark. We'll fast forwards to full daytime so that you can see the full daytime. Thank you, Freya. Okay, there we go. That's full daytime, so hopefully that's a little more visible. Hey, the Dreadnought. Thanks for hanging out. So let's see what we can do.
Up, and yes. Oh, let's go to that.
Is it? Let's see if there's enough space. It doesn't quite look like it. maybe we can just, nope. There's too much stuff in the way. But if we had built this structure just a little bit differently, we would be able to drive a roller coaster through there.
Let's just build it just right around it.
I'm going to come back because we're not really showcasing the coaster builder here today.
Sure.
But I do want to show off more piece by piece building. So let's make this sci-fi station really shine. So we'll place these here. So
zoom in a little bit just so that we can see. So basically those new skeleton stations, they have been made specifically to be compatible with the piece by piece grid.
Yep.
So by default you will see that they fit really nicely with the walls, with the tiles and everything. So in that case here, Steven is just using the regular 4x4 wall that fits perfectly around all of this.
I want to call this out because I didn't like how it looked with this large wall intersecting with that, but we do have half wall pieces that you can use to help you avoid intersections and things that would look a little bit funky to you. So
and obviously
we give you full control over this.
You still have the option of going fully freeform if you choose to do so, and then place the piece just like you actually want it. So this here actually Steven shows
so I could go
just to keep the grid to
I
go
could
faster.
turn off auto stack and move that down slightly, just so it's right there. I could even turn off elevation snapping and bring that up. Oops. N, not L. We've changed it, and I can bring it up just right there. There we go. So now it's just as tight as it can possibly be there. So let's see. We've got like some beams and stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are. We have also nice glowing fences.
What should we use? We can use the glowing fences. Yeah, absolutely. So let's do that, and let's turn auto stacking on. Okay, so we'll put glowing fence, and we've got like a corner, right? That's a half corner, whereas the full corner is, where is it? There. So we'll go there, and then we'll rotate that around. So as you might have noticed now that you've seen a little bit of the control, it's also very familiar because we retain for a huge portion of it. It's the same controls as you are already using in the coaster builder. Yep. So this is really nice because the moment you arrive in this new tool, you are already comfortable with it. Let's see. I'm gonna go looking for generic stuff because I think we've got some generic steel beams that look really well. Actually, maybe this would be the good time to showcase the feature that you just used, Steven. So by default, in the moment you choose a theme just before creating the building, we actually save this information, and then we actually showcase just the pieces you are interested in. But Steven here actually he just dismissed the selection, and he still have access to the entire 250 pieces. So you can mix and match as much as you want. If you want to mix generic pieces with sci-fi pieces, because those two are kind of steel, and then you actually want that's absolutely doable, and then you can still save it, no problem. Yeah, so I chose this red steel beam, and the reason I chose it is because I want to show off another cool feature, but we can put some four posts here. I see someone, Henrico Pop, saying they should fix the game first and then they should add fancy new features that are totally not inspired by any other games. And I just want to, because we're the dev team, right? We're not some marketing group or whatever. I gotta be straight with you, man. We got a bunch of people working on this game. About half of them are working on making all the fixes that you want. We look at the forums super often and we fix stuff because we want it to be a great game. And the other half of us, well, we got to find something to do. So we decided to make a really cool feature that everybody's been asking for since launch. So I hope that you're going to play with it and have a great time with it. Let's see. I'll put two more right here, there, and there because it makes a lot of sense. This red color, it's not really the right color here, is it? No, it's not. Absolutely. I agree. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. So obviously, filtering down here, I was able to search for steel, and then you've got all steel things. So this is just live filtering. As you are typing, you will see the relevant results. Or I could go with generic first, so that you see all the generic stuff first in your list, and then other things later in your list. So here we've got Mayan things. But I wanted to show off this. It's a brand new feature which is colors. So we can all agree that for our sci-fi theme, this red steel color is not the right color. So maybe we can go with something that's a little more sci-fi colored. So I'm gonna add that to favorites, and then I'll just go around, click.
So for every single piece, every single one of the 250 pieces, you can actually select them and recolor them as much as you want with the color picker. So if you choose a one color that you really like, such as what Steven is doing, you can just save it as one of the favorites below, and then reuse it as much as you want, even in other buildings.
Yeah. So like we had a question in our beta forum just asking like, hey, why aren't there so many pieces, right? I expected to see a huge list of stuff. And the answer is because we didn't want to like duplicate 10 different colors of Wild West flat roofs. We wanted to add this color feature to let you be in control of the color of the things that you were putting in.
Absolutely.
So
and also the fact is when you actually start a new building, we actually only show you the relevant pieces for the theme that you just chose. So if you want to actually access the entire 250 pieces, you can actually go down there to the keyword filtering and then remove the keyword so that you will have access to everything.
Yep. So I'll just do that just so that we have, this is super basic. I'm just basically just showing you what you can do, but you can do so much more than I'm taking the time to do here today. Y'all, I cannot wait to see what you come up with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Freya was asking us to move on. Let's see what she was saying. Can you show us how the packs and the filtering works in themes? Yeah, so we showed filtering a little bit, but here's another really cool thing. And Death Tome is here in chat right now. Can we mix themes together in one building? Yes, absolutely. In fact, these steel beams are generic. These steel windows are generic. These are all sci-fi. Let's see. I just want to go back here to deco and lights. I can filter for sci-fi first, and then we can get some nice screens to add a little bit of decoration on here. You can be as fiddly with it as you want. Yes.
Actually, one of the details that is very nice now that Steven has placed a few of them is the fact that you can, any one of those pieces, even the glowing one, you can actually go in the color tab and recolor them. So, nice. For instance, for the few pieces that we already placed, we can select them and go into the color tab.
Let's see.
Color tab.
How do I colors? Right. Whoops. Come back. Do that. Colors. And then
select this one, and then choose a new color.
Yeah,
so the fact is, for these, actually, you can, because there's also a light included in that, so it will actually emit the light that you are choosing right now.
So you can see down here. Yeah, let's put some tiles down at the base so we can see that just a little bit better. Yeah. And you can see how we've got some blue lighting over here, some yellow lighting over here. Ooh, very, very nice. Okay, so let's think. Packs, right. We've got Death Tome here in chat, and one of the coolest things about this is that Piece by Piece is fully integrated with our UGC system. So what I would like to do is get more packs. We've got all of these ones. I'm going to go here, add more packs. So I'm already looking at packs.
As of right now, Death Tome has been the first one in the world actually to publish the UGC pack. So the packs are pieces put together in one little pack so that it's really easy to download. So here we can go ahead and just enable it, and we'll have access to this one in the game.
Yep. So I'm going to click enable, downloading. That's just going to keep going if I X this out, right?
Hope so. Let's wait.
All right, we're crossing our fingers
for this. It should go through. We'll see. Steam is also sometimes being really funky, so we'll trust that it's gonna work. We'll see.
Do we have blueprint? Speaker 86 is asking. Yes, absolutely. Everything that you save together, you can save as a blueprint, and then it will all work. So, right, yeah, it's still downloading. We do still have the RCTW community pack from a little bit earlier. Hopefully this will download in the background.
We'll see.
We'll close this out.
So by default, actually, in the packs tab here, we added the fact that you can hide a few of the packs that you downloaded. So if you are the kind of player to actually download a huge amount of UGC packs. You can just hide a few of them and just concentrate on the ones that you actually downloaded. So that's exactly what we're gonna do here.
Yeah. So I've turned off all of the packs that the game ships with, and now we've only got these 2 UGC packs. So I can come back over to tiles. I can see roofs. I can see walls, and of course, like you can still filter through everything. But because I turned off the normal packs, you don't see them. You can go turn them back on, no problem. So if I want modern stuff as well. Now we have it all, but we've also got the red brick stuff. That's the brand new pack. So let's just go turn it off for ease of use. I just wanted to show y'all you have full control over the UGC that's present in your game and showing. So yeah, let's
so these are actual pieces that Death Dome has been really working hard on. So that's really nice. I mean, it's all working with the exact same behaviors as our own pieces. So there's the auto stacking, you can do the elevation snapping, you can go freeform if you want to do so by just turning off the grid.
Exactly, it all works exactly the same way. And then roofs, let's see, we can just do that. And oh, nope, rotate that. Yes. And now for this, I'll probably have to do something. I've never played with this before, so sorry if I'm not showing it off to the best of its ability. Short red brick wall. Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at how easy that was. I've never touched this pack before. I know that Matthew has, but I personally have not, and it was just immediately...
And so just like our own pieces, you can actually select these pieces, go into the colors tab, and recolor them. So for instance, one of these walls from Death Dome here, just go into the color tab and then...
Teal walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go. Awesome. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, what else should we talk about? So we talked about the 4 themes, building on a grid, moving and deleting, grouping and ungrouping. We showed you a little bit of that. There's another flow for grouping. If you want to, if you already made some stuff and you want to group it together, you can just select them and then shift click.
And then you will have this new panel, the grouping panel that is so detecting that you have been doing this multi-selection of different buildings or different scenery. Yeah. And then we ask you, would you like to group all of this?
Filtering in keywords, piece by piece packs, and saving blueprints or groups of blueprints. So let's come over here and let's say that, let's say we've got this. I can save it as a blueprint and just say new Mayan building, save blueprint. Okay, done. And then we'll come down here to adventure. It is properly themed, of course. And then you can look down here, new Mayan building. There it is. We could place it around everywhere that we wanted.
So maybe one of the other things we can actually showcase is the actual pre-mades themselves. They are actually pretty cool. We've been looking at a few of the sci-fi ones and Maya ones, but there's a few others that are quite interesting.
Totally. Yeah, you can favorite colors to make it easy to find the ones that you like and use them again. Is there a limit to the group or blueprint as far as the number of items included?
I believe there is a limit, but it's still very high.
It's something like the integer overflow, or
I think it's around 100. So you can still choose to have several blueprints of 100 items. That is absolutely fine. But I believe the limit right now is 100.
Now that's not 100 pieces.
That's actually
100 groups.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could have 100 piece by piece building with each one having a lot of pieces just included in this building. So this could be really, really huge.
Ooh. We just slowed down a bunch. I'm going to delete this one because it seems like I'll have to take a look at that when I get back to my desk. Not sure why this building would be causing us to slow down quite so much. Hang on. Look at our beautiful faces while we try to figure this out. Thanks to everybody who's hanging out here today. It's super great of y'all to join us. Do you have any questions for us? What if you turn angle snap off? I would love to show you that momentarily. It works just like you would imagine. You can rotate any of these pieces to wherever you want them to go. That was very unusual. Most of our buildings don't cause nearly that kind of drop, so I will look at that as soon as I get back home. And by home, I mean literally I'll walk out that door and sit down and fix it. Yeah, other questions that y'all might have? I saw someone asking about, what is it? Yeah, coloring multiple pieces. Again, it's that multi-select sort of thing. We just want to make sure that we're addressing feature requests in the right order and in the right priority along with everything else, but we're not done updating a piece-by-piece system. Freeform scenery placement, I think we wanted to show you how you can elevate scenery and incorporate it into your UGC, because it can be done. Yes. There's a little bit of a workaround right now, but
absolutely, and we especially for this, because I mean it's I'm sure you will feel like when using this new tool, the piece by piece builder, you will feel like it's very powerful and you can go unrestricted and fully freeform with the rotation and everything. And then when starting, you will see that you will group some of them with the scenery, and you will find that this scenery is actually would be interesting to actually place with the same manner. So we already have plans to look into that, obviously. And then there's already, like Steven was saying, a small nice workaround to do a little bit of this. So this we can definitely show it to you. So
yeah, Deathtome, as our resident expert of UGC piece by piece, is saying that the new shaders that we've made may have broken some of the older piece by piece pieces that came out of the community from before. But we've also released an entirely new set of guidelines on how you can create your own piece-by-piece UGC stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're back. So we'll go back, show you in-game. Okay, so I wanted to keep showing you the cool, excellent UGC, not UGC, but excellent pre-made piece-by-piece things. We've got a number of Western-themed objects, including a saloon, a bank, and a sheriff's office. Beautiful Western-y themed things. You've seen the sci-fi, you've seen the adventure, but the pièce de résistance.
Mm-hmm. We like this one. We like this one. There's actually in the game, this one is actually a nice blend of using the grid and also using freeform. So this one is actually a miniature version of the of the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco that some of you might know. So this one is actually a very close reproduction of the real thing. So you can see like all the curves are actually done in a freeform, but the tiles made to actually for the road are actually using the grid. So it's a little bit of a mix.
So check this out. Here we go. This is how this guy made this building, right? It's just tons of pieces all smushed together. And you can grab them, you can edit these things and tear them apart as much as you want.
Yeah.
All of this, everything here that you are looking at right now was built by piece, and you can build it too. So let's finish. So like, yeah, if you wanted to like go and edit these things and change how they're built or structured or use them as the foundation of what you're doing, you can do that.
Or change the color of the building if you want.
Yep, absolutely. You want a blue Golden Gate Bridge? No problem. You want the Hearst Tower in your game? Great, we've got it.
So the Hearst Tower is the second pre-made. So the pre-made for the generic, we chose to do actually very big one. So that's why you only have two for these. And this one, the Hearst Tower, is another landmark. You can actually find it in New York City.
Yep.
And it's you can find reference images on Google, I'm sure, and you will see that it's a very nice miniature version of this.
Yeah. So like I can come in here, I can edit this, I can take the move tool, grab any of these things. Again, this is like, it's a super complex building with tons of piece-by-piece buildings grouped together. So if you really want to like mess around with the whole thing, what you have to do is kind of ungroup everything, and then you can be selecting all of the individual portions that were used to put this all together.
So this one is actually made of approximately 10 different buildings grouped together.
Yep. So let's see, I can like remove these window panels from here. I'm getting the night cycle quickly so we can cycle back around to daytime. All of these support structures, so that is super cool. When is the update going live? The answer, Tison90, is that the update is live right now. If you were playing RollerCoaster Tycoon 1 hour before this stream, you would have been able to play with this feature.
So just launch him as of right now and you will get this update.
Yep. So questions about how paths will work with piece by piece. So right now, paths and piece by piece are separate. Obviously, the small path is the same size as our piece by piece stuff, so you can take a path like this
So our small size of
this.
path is actually made to be compatible in a nice way with the, for instance, the skeleton shops that we've been looking at a few minutes ago. So basically, like if you put an arch, a closed facade, or stuff like that, you will see that it fits very nicely on the left and right of the path.
We'll do this, and then we'll go ahead. Now that we've got our grid working with us, we will just build out a little bit of a western sort of shell around this path, just to show you how it can be done. It's not quite perfect, but that's okay. I think with a little bit more care, we can definitely get it working right. So let's delete that, and then we can build these arches here and here. And then, of course,
music is a tad too loud.
Music's a tad too loud. We can drop that just a little bit. That should be much better. Done. So then, of course, you know, you can move the entire building, and you can make sure that it's placed just directly centered, or rotated to the proper rotation, whatever you want.
And actually, this one is another good time to actually you can do the move tool again. Well, too late. All right. But the angle snapping feature here would also have help you just get the exact angle you're looking for, because you can go sub-degree.
Nice. What's that?
The sound was covering all of you guys.
I've already reduced it. Thank you, Freya.
Okay, so tell us if the sound is still correct, because apparently it was a little bit too loud.
Yeah. Is it an idea to have the right-click delete option back? Because we have the entire game using the delete key, which you can also access by pressing the B button, we like to keep the same interaction throughout the entire game so that it's something that's very easy to interact with. But that's our feelings on that. We want to make sure that it's consistent behavior across the entire game. Yeah, like what else? What else do we want to talk about? I think that's pretty much everything. I wanted to show you guys how you can take scenery. So let's say, for example, modify terrain, paint. You know, maybe we've got, this is a little western area of our piece by piece park, right? And we've got some scenery, and we wanted to put it on top. So hang on, I'll edit this, and then we'll do roofs. We'll have a Wild West roof here. And then I will turn off auto stack. And oops, sorry, I have the hiccups. There we go. Okay, finish off that roof. Done. So if I want some stuff on top, and I go to scenery, and let's say for whatever reason I want like some let's choose a big cactus. There's got to be a big one somewhere. Is it flower beds, hedges, and topiaries, trees? Okay, there, saguaro cactus. Let's say I want like 5 saguaro cactuses on top of this roof.
So remember, this is just a workaround until we get you the full solution.
Yes. So what you can do is you can group together scenery objects, and as soon as you group them together, they act just like a piece-by-piece blueprint, which means you can take them, you can use the move tool, you can rotate them, you can raise them, and you can integrate them into your piece-by-piece stuff that way. So then I can take this, and I can click that, and I can group that all together.
And then we can save it as a blueprint.
Ta-da!
And we've got this western cactus
I know,
thingy.
That's incredible. So let's save as blueprint western cactus thingy.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So by the way, if as soon as you get some groups working, you will see that in the info panels that you access by clicking on some of these objects, you will see the a new group tab to manage the group you're making as a friend.
Yep,
and in this case here, we will see that yes, you are being grouped with a few cacti.
So I've here clicked on the building. The building is grouped with the saguaro cactus A. If I click on the cactus, it doesn't, because it's scenery, and scenery doesn't have an info panel. But there you go. So let's see. Maybe we can actually see this with something like this. There you go. Piece by piece buildings. 23 individual piece by piece buildings make up the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's see about that for the Hearst Tower. I wonder how many it is. It's probably only 10 or so. Are the coaster ratings systems fixed? When was the last time you played Flying Jackal? Because we've been doing a lot of updates to that as we went along. Yeah, so those are all of the piece-by-piece buildings included within the tower. So it's really very, very easy for you to keep track of everything that you've built. So we've got about 10 minutes left, y'all, and we kind of showed off, I think, just about everything involved in this feature. Have we really missed anything?
Yeah, I think those are the main features that we want to showcase to you. It's really freeform, compatible with UGC, and very cool.
Yeah.
I believe.
So yeah, do you have any questions for us? General Q&A, as long as you're, as long as you're constructive, I'm happy to answer any questions that we know the answers to.
Well, just right now, actually, Beaker was asking, as the coaster builder elevation angle issue has been fixed, and yes, it has been fixed. So as of right now, you can actually, it's part of the new elevation snapping that you can turn off, turn on as much as you want. So by default, as of right now, it's working perfectly. So elevation snapping on, you will do those half meter increments. If you turn it off, you will go really fine and detailed increments. This is all fixed and working.
So here we've got a higher level of increment snapping: 4, 5, 7, 9, 80, 82, 84, 85, 87. But if I turn elevation snapping off, now I can go down very tiny little bits, 5, 4, and I've got multiple increments within a given foot. Nice.
So another question is, can you use path with the grid that piece by piece forms? Yes, you can absolutely choose to do so. So with the same way. So for instance, let's grab, let's grab one of these western buildings,
okay,
and then place it, maybe rotate it somewhere.
Let's see. So we can rotate this around a little bit.
Okay, and then so we'll place it here, and so basically what we'll go is we'll edit this building.
Whoops. Let's move. Yep. Edit.
And then as soon as you get this panel, just like I was saying a few minutes ago, you are editing. So this panel is basically saying you are editing this building. If you go back to the path tool, you will still retain this panel. And if you still have this panel, you still have the exact same grid. So in this case, we can. Yeah.
Let's see. I want to put a little floor in here first, just really quickly. Just to make the interior look better. Oh, but we need to go to Western first and undo that. So Wild West floor, we'll make a path that comes around this way through this building. Let's take paths, and what's the westernest path? Yeah, there we go. So we can come through here, and then we can zoom inside. We can move over this way. We can come like this. And now you have a beautiful little piece by piece thing for your people to walk through, and then we can go into piece by piece, and we can go to deco and lights. We can put windows in here. We could put little lanterns on the wall if we wanted to. Whoop, let's just go ahead and do that. So we'll put a lantern there and up there. Yep. Aren't there barrels that we can put out somewhere? I guess extras. Yeah, so we can put like some barrels over in the corner. I don't like that it's sitting right on the ground, so I'm going to turn off elevation stacking and elevation snapping. Angle or auto stack and elevation snap. We'll put some barrels over here. Maybe a crate. Oh, we've got a bench. Is that? That's the piece by piece bench, right?
Yeah, it's just
peeps won't sit on this one.
Just a decoration.
Right. This is a decoration bench. And then let's see. Maybe we'll put some crates here. So yep. Great.
So one of the questions was from Major Head, was basically, does the piece by piece affect a ride excitement rating? So yes, absolutely. Just like a scenery, in that regard, piece by piece buildings are very similar to scenery. So if you place a lot of piece by piece buildings around a ride or a coaster, you will see that the excitement will be affected by it.
Can you cover paths with piece by piece floors? Let's find out.
Actually, you can.
Oh, check it out. You can. So you can make it look like people are just walking into this building and then walking on the floors of this building.
So we made it on purpose so that basically if you want to cover it up, that's absolutely fine. So one of the other question is, can are floor tiles considered by peeps as walkable? So not as of right now, but it's one of the things that we really want to add. So basically, right now you can do the exact same technique as Steven is doing if you choose to do so, which is just using path, snap to the grid, everything, and cover it up if you choose to do so. But in the future, you will be able to actually have peeps use those tiles.
Oh, you could fake plazas with that. Yes, you could. Yeah, so that's lots of cool things. Yeah. You mentioned 2 ways to rotate pieces. If you want to make it look like some walls of a building have fallen down, yes, you absolutely can. I can come over here. Oops, I'm not quite editing this again. Let's go back. I can take this wall. I can move it here. Oops, turn off auto stacking. And then, I think it's because I'm on the grid. So if I turn the grid off, then 2 rotates around a center point. 3 rotates like that, and 4 rotates like that. So you could sort of make something like this and then rotate it all around and be like, yep, this wall fell down like that.
So it's actually a very nice technique for the Mayan ruins, where you can basically like fake some crumbling pieces into the ground and fallen stuff.
You can see
some of these.
A bunch of that over here, like this. This is just one piece, just hanging out over here.
You've got in the Mayan ruins just here. Actually, you can see in the floor tiles. There's a few of them that are actually sunk into the ground.
Yeah. Will we ever Will we ever be able to control the scaling of the pieces?
Not as of right now, but it's so. By the way, it's something that has been requested. So, and you might have noticed that we've been, especially in the last few weeks, we've been very active in the forums. So if it's something that you really have a strong opinion about, then don't hesitate to actually go into forums and start interacting with us, because that's the kind of feedback that we want to hear. What kind of functionality would you like to see for this? What kind of packs of pieces you would like to see? These are very interesting.
Yeah, and Jordan Amuni was asking, is the game currently paused? And the answer is no, the game was not paused. I actually paused and then unpaused just to double check. Are you fixing that you can't put lights on a path bridge? So we actually do know about that problem right now. I don't know if it's currently being worked on, but we are aware of it. But there is actually, very conveniently, a workaround that you can do through piece by piece, which is that many of the piece by piece things have lights, and you can go in here and you can add, for example, where are they?
You've got in.
It's not in Deco and Lights.
You should. Well, in Western we don't have. Choose.
There's a Mayan one.
Adventure.
Yeah.
There's a few bamboo torches.
Adventure. So we can go here and take the Mayan torch, and then you have the complete freeform control over the placement of these things, as you usually do. So, this isn't the official solution that we would like to have for that issue, but we wanted you to be aware of it just so that you would know what you could do.
So as Steven was saying a few minutes ago, so that's actually part of the feature improvement that we really want to add to the piece by piece. So basically this is an extension. So this is what we call the freeform scenery. So having access to the full 1, 2, 3, 4 keys, so elevation and 3 axes of rotation, would give you the exact ability of placing however you want your piece to be on the path, through the path, or next to the path. You would have full access to that.
Freya Invisio just said, yes, it's being worked on, and she's the one who makes that kind of decision, so you should trust her. Yes, we are definitely, we're moving to a point where piece by piece stuff and scenery stuff are treated very, very similarly by the controls that you have, the way that you use them in the park, and the way that they work together. So yeah, we think that this is going to be a really awesome step forwards for RollerCoaster Tycoon World. And Mathieu and I are really excited that we've gotten to share it with you today. That's the end of it for us today. Obviously, we are still just trucking forwards with improvements to RollerCoaster Tycoon World. We're always active on the forums, always looking for what you all are interested in seeing worked on. That's actually when we do our sprint planning meetings, we always have someone who's there purely to talk about what the players have been talking about recently. So I can't wait until you all get this in your hands and send us screenshots. I'll flip back when we go to the ending. I'll flip back to the countdown screen. Invisio has a Twitter account, Atari has a Twitter account, and there's an official RCT Twitter account, and we would love to see screenshots from your parks, things that you've made.
Absolutely. And then as a reminder, if you guys are creating some of those beautiful stuff, don't forget to share it, because we still have the exact same blueprint functionality that you can easily share through the social hub. So please do so if you actually create some awesome stuff.
Please, more streams on Tuesdays. So this is not necessarily from Invisio, but I actually stream pretty often playing games. So if you have enjoyed watching me talk about RollerCoaster Tycoon World, if you click the follow button, then you'll be able to see when I go live for my personal streams. And of course, since it seems like a thing that you guys really enjoyed seeing, I will talk to Freya about whether or not we can do a little bit more dev streams. I'd love to have some other team members in here representing some of the other parts of this team who have been working so hard on putting together a fantastic feature for you. So some of the coaster skeletons are locked. We'll look into that when we get out of this office, Major Herbhead. Yes, and there's a forum as well where you can submit your photos, talk about what you think about the game. We are still in early access, so we are very much paying attention to your concerns.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking forward to your creation, and then see you in the forums.
Yeah. And I think that's going to do it for us today. So I hope that you have had a wonderful day. I hope you have a great afternoon, and we will see you later.